Born on August 11th, 1967, Joseph James Rogan was the product of a cocktail waitress mother and a police officer father. His family background was a blend of Italian and Irish roots, and Joe was the only child of his parents. Unfortunately, his parents divorced when he was just 5, and he moved with his mother to Gainesville, Florida, before finally settling in Newton Upper Falls, Massachusetts. Young Joe's childhood was spent in the bustling city of Newark, New Jersey. This blue-collar city, known for its grit and hustle, undoubtedly had an influence on Joe's formative years. The echoes of the city's streets, the rhythm of its people, and the relentless pursuit of dreams. All these elements interwove into the fabric of Joe's character, shaping the tenacious individual we know today. Education played a pivotal role in Joe's life. He attended Newton South High School in Massachusetts, where he developed an early interest in martial arts. This passion was ignited when he took up karate at the age of 14, a discipline that would later form the cornerstone of his career. But it wasn't just martial arts that caught young Joe's attention. He was a curious soul, developing a keen interest in comedy and humor during his high school years. Little did he know these interests would intertwine and pave the way for his future. Beyond the walls of the classroom, Joe was a regular teenager. He was drawn to adventure, exploration, and had a knack for questioning everything around him. This inquisitive nature, coupled with his love for martial arts and comedy, hinted at the dynamic career he was about to embark on. Life, as they say, is a journey of discovery. And for Joe Rogan, his early years were a tapestry of experiences, interests, and influences, shaping the man who would eventually become a titan in the world of podcasting and entertainment. As we will see in the chapters to come, Joe Rogan's early life was a precursor to the dynamic individual he would become. How did Joe Rogan's interest in martial arts shape his future? Let's delve into the story. Even before Joe Rogan was known for his stand-up comedy, television appearances, or his widely popular podcast, he was deeply engaged in the world of martial arts. His journey started with Taekwondo, a Korean martial art that emphasizes head-height kicks, jumping, spinning kicks, and fast-kicking techniques. Rogan's dedication and discipline saw him excel in this field, earning a black belt and even going on to win the US Open Taekwondo Championship at the age of 19. However, Taekwondo was just the beginning. Rogan was always on the lookout for new challenges, and soon he found another passion: kickboxing. This transition wasn't easy, but Rogan was no stranger to hard work. His determination paid off when he secured the Massachusetts Full-Contact Kickboxing Championship, a testament to his abilities and his relentless pursuit of excellence. But his martial arts journey didn't end there. As Rogan's career in entertainment took off, he discovered Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, a martial art that focuses on ground fighting and grappling. This discipline, unlike the others he'd practiced, was less about power and more about technique, control, and patience. Rogan was fascinated and began training in earnest, eventually earning his black belt in both gi and no-gi categories. What's interesting about Rogan's martial arts journey is how it shaped not just his physical prowess, but also his mindset. The discipline, respect, and resilience he learned from martial arts have been instrumental in his approach to life and his career. Whether it's the tenacity to push through a tough stand-up gig, the courage to voice his opinions on his podcast, or the discipline to prepare for UFC commentary, the influence of martial arts is undeniable. It's fair to say that martial arts was more than just a hobby for Joe Rogan. It was a stepping stone, a formative part of his life that helped shape the man we know today. Joe Rogan's martial arts journey was just the beginning of his multifaceted career. How did a martial arts enthusiast become one of the most recognized faces on television? This is a question many have asked about Joe Rogan, whose career trajectory is as fascinating as it is unusual. Joe Rogan's journey into the world of entertainment started in the most unexpected of places, the smoky comedy clubs of Boston. In his early 20s, he discovered a knack for making people laugh and began performing stand-up comedy. With a unique perspective born out of his diverse experiences, he was able to captivate audiences with his wit and charisma. Soon, Rogan's stand-up career began to take flight. His raw, unfiltered style of comedy resonated with many, setting him apart from his contemporaries. He tread the boards of comedy clubs across the country, honing his craft and building a dedicated fan base. His talent did not go unnoticed, and it wasn't long before he was headlining shows and making waves in the comedy scene. But Rogan's charisma and quick wit were not just confined to the stand-up stage. His break into television came in the mid-90s when he was cast on the sitcom NewsRadio. Portraying the electrician Joe Garrelli for 5 seasons, Rogan showcased his comedic timing and versatility, further expanding his appeal. Beyond acting, Rogan also found success as a television host. His most notable gig was hosting the reality game show Fear Factor. His dynamic presence and engaging persona made him an instant hit with viewers. He was able to bring a unique blend of humor and intensity to the show, which added a fresh dimension to the already popular program. Even as he was making his mark on television, Rogan never abandoned his first love, stand-up comedy. He continued to perform and even released several comedy specials, further cementing his reputation as a force to be reckoned with in the entertainment industry. From martial arts to the entertainment industry, Joe Rogan was steadily building a name for himself. His journey from the comedy clubs of Boston to the bright lights of Hollywood is a testament to his talent, perseverance, and relentless pursuit of his passions. What happens when a comedian turns into a podcast host? In the case of Joe Rogan, the answer is simple: magic. The inception of the Joe Rogan Experience podcast was a game-changer not only for Rogan himself, but for the entire landscape of digital broadcasting. In its early days, the podcast was a raw and unfiltered platform where Rogan, with his signature blend of humor and insight, engaged in candid conversations with a wide array of guests. From comedians, actors, musicians, to intellectuals and controversial figures, the guest list was as diverse as the topics discussed. But it was more than just the guest list that set the Joe Rogan Experience apart. It was Rogan's approach to conversation. He didn't just interview his guests, he delved deep into their thoughts, beliefs and experiences, creating an atmosphere of genuine curiosity and understanding. As the podcast evolved, it became a cultural phenomenon. Its influence stretched far beyond the realm of digital broadcasting, making waves in the world of comedy, politics, and even academia. Notable guests like Elon Musk, Jordan Peterson and Bernie Sanders brought a variety of perspectives and ideas to the table, stirring thought-provoking discussions that resonated with millions of listeners worldwide. The podcast's success is a testament to Rogan's ability to connect with his audience on a profound level. He has a knack for getting to the heart of complex issues, breaking them down in a way that's accessible and relatable. His conversational style, coupled with his unapologetic honesty, has given listeners a fresh, no-holds-barred perspective on a range of topics, from politics and philosophy to pop culture and personal development. In a world where sound bites and clickbait headlines often dominate the discourse, the Joe Rogan Experience offers a refreshing change of pace. It's a platform where ideas can be explored in depth, where conversations can unfold naturally, and where divergent views can be expressed openly and respectfully. Joe Rogan's podcast was not just a show, but a phenomenon that shook the digital world. Its success underscores the power of authentic conversation and the enduring appeal of long-form content in an age of short attention spans. It's a testament to Rogan's unique ability to engage, entertain, and enlighten his audience one episode at a time. How did Joe Rogan become the voice of the UFC? A question many have pondered, and the answer lies in a tale of passion, dedication, and a deep love for combat sports. In the late 90s, Rogan's friend and fellow comedian Doug Stanhope introduced him to the Ultimate Fighting Championship, a sport that was still in its infancy. Rogan was instantly hooked. His martial arts background gave him a unique perspective on the sport, and he soon found himself in the commentator's booth, initially working for free, such was his love for the sport. As he settled into his role, Rogan's raw enthusiasm and technical knowledge quickly made him a fan favorite. His ability to break down complex martial arts techniques into layman's terms, and his unbridled excitement during fights made him the perfect conduit between the sport and its growing fan base. But Rogan didn't stop at simply commentating. He became a student of the sport, delving into its nuances and complexities. He trained in Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu under the tutelage of Jean-Jacques Machado, a renowned master, and earned his black belt, a testament to his commitment and dedication. His growth as an analyst was exponential. Over the years, Rogan's commentary has become an integral part of the UFC experience. His infectious enthusiasm, coupled with his technical understanding, has helped elevate the sport to unprecedented heights. But perhaps more importantly, Rogan has used his platform to shed light on the sport's athletes, their struggles, and their triumphs. His post-fight interviews are as much a part of the UFC spectacle as the fights themselves. He has given fighters a voice, a platform to share their stories, and in doing so has helped humanize a sport often criticized for its brutality. Through his work, Rogan has helped shape the narrative of the sport, fostering a sense of community among fighters and fans alike. He has become more than just a commentator. He is a mentor, a storyteller, a voice for the voiceless. Joe Rogan's voice became synonymous with the world of UFC and MMA. From his humble beginnings to his ascent to the top of the commentary world, Rogan's journey is a testament to his passion for UFC and his relentless pursuit of knowledge. What does Joe Rogan's life look like outside his career? We often see Joe Rogan as the charismatic host, the comedian, the martial artist. But what about Joe Rogan, the family man? Joe is married to Jessica Ditzel, a former cocktail waitress. The couple tied the knot in 2009 and have been together ever since. They have 2 daughters together, and Rogan is also a stepfather to Ditzel's daughter from a previous relationship. Despite his public persona, Rogan tends to keep his family life private, shielding his loved ones from the limelight. But Joe Rogan's personal life extends beyond his immediate family. He's an avid hunter and outdoorsman, often expressing his love for nature and its preservation. He's also a self-proclaimed fitness freak, spending a significant portion of his free time exercising and advocating for physical health. Rogan's philanthropy is another side of him that doesn't get as much attention. His advocacy for mental health in particular is noteworthy. Rogan uses his platform to raise awareness and to debunk the stigma surrounding mental health issues. He's also been known to support various charities, including the Fight for the Forgotten, a charity that aims to empower marginalized communities. Joe's support for causes close to his heart doesn't stop there. He's an advocate for the responsible use of psychedelic drugs for therapeutic purposes, and he's been vocal about his support for the legalization of cannabis, citing its medical benefits. Rogan's personal interests also extend to the field of technology. He has a well-documented fascination with artificial intelligence and often explores this topic on his podcast. He's intrigued by the potential that technology has to transform society and our daily lives. Joe Rogan's life outside his career is as varied and dynamic as the man himself. From his family life to his personal interests and philanthropy, there's more to this multifaceted individual than meets the eye. Joe Rogan is not just a host, comedian, or martial artist, he is also a family man and philanthropist. What controversies and turning points have marked Joe Rogan's career and personal life? A rhetorical question indeed, as the life of Joe Rogan is as multifaceted as the man himself. Let's delve into some controversial incidents that have stirred the pot. Rogan's reputation for direct, uncensored conversation on his podcast has led to a handful of controversial moments. For instance, his interview with conspiracy theorist Alex Jones raised eyebrows as critics accused Rogan of giving a platform to harmful misinformation. His candid discussions about drug use, particularly psychedelics, have also drawn both criticism and praise from different corners of society. But controversy isn't the only thing that shaped Rogan's journey. There have been significant turning points that have impacted his career and personal life. His decision to join the UFC as a commentator, for example, was a pivotal moment. It not only broadened his professional horizons, but also cemented his influence in the world of martial arts. On the personal front, one of the most profound turning points in Rogan's life was becoming a father. The experience, by his own admission, has deeply influenced his perspective on life and work, grounding him in ways he hadn't anticipated. Another notable moment in Rogan's career was the signing of an exclusive licensing deal with Spotify for his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience. This monumental deal, reported to be worth over $100 million, marked a significant shift in the podcasting landscape and undeniably elevated Rogan's status in the entertainment industry. Controversy and turning points are part of any journey, and Rogan's is no exception. His ability to navigate these moments with authenticity and resilience is perhaps what sets him apart. He's a man unafraid of controversy, unswayed by criticism and uncompromising in his pursuit of truth and understanding. Every life has its highs and lows, and Joe Rogan's was no exception. His story is a testament to the fact that it's not the controversy that defines us, but rather how we rise above it and continue to evolve. Where is Joe Rogan now, and what is he up to? In the ever-evolving landscape of media, Joe Rogan continues to be a dynamic presence. His ventures go beyond the podcasting world, reflecting his undying passion for martial arts, comedy and thought-provoking conversations. Recently, he has been involved in several noteworthy projects, demonstrating his commitment to staying relevant and influential in the public eye. One of his latest ventures includes a new stand-up comedy special where he brings his unique insights to the stage. Alongside this, he continues to host high-profile guests on his podcast, The Joe Rogan Experience, touching on subjects from politics to psychedelics and everything in between. Rogan remains an active participant in the UFC, providing insightful commentary and analysis. His voice continues to resonate within the martial arts community and beyond. From a young boy in Newark to one of the most influential figures in podcasting, Joe Rogan's journey is a testament to his resilience, versatility, and unyielding curiosity. If you've enjoyed this journey through Joe Rogan's life, his passions, and his influential career, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. It's a simple action, but it lets us know that we're delivering content that you find informative and entertaining. We're constantly striving to bring you the most intriguing stories from across the globe, just like Joe Rogan's. And if Joe's story has intrigued you, there's plenty more where that came from. So why not hit the subscribe button and join us on this journey? We're always diving into the lives of interesting personalities, unpacking their stories, and delivering them straight to your screens. Thank you for watching, and remember, stay curious. Embrace new experiences, engage in thought-provoking conversations, and never stop learning, just like Joe Rogan. Until next time.